Call of Duty, Warzone in general, it is in an insane state, bro. It's in an insane state. And I'm a psych. I keep putting myself through. I'm putting myself through it. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's gotta eventually be a breaking point. There's gotta be a time where the hope is just completely lost. I feel like that has been slowly but surely creeping up for a very long time. I've been saying it for a long time myself, man. The only reason, folks, I can understand how annoying it's gotta sound to hear me just continue to complain about this and then still not do anything about it, aka just play a new game and move on to a new game. I'm telling you, the only thing that's keeping me to this game and the only reason why we are continuing to grind this Call of Duty game, this franchise, is because I have two teammates, Clutch, Belk, and Destroy, that rely on me as a third teammate in a $1.2 million tournament. It's basically going to be we're going to go out with a bang. It's going to be the final thing that I probably do on this entire game, and then we're moving on. I mean, it's got to be, I don't know, man. It just seems like they're not, their heart is no longer, the heart of Call of Duty just doesn't seem to be. I mean, even with Verdansk's popularity that it had and the success that it had and how much fun I genuinely obviously did have with it, it's still crazy to see so many of, like, I made a tweet about this. It's crazy how for a AAA title, like for like Call of Duty being one of the biggest video games of all time, and then so Activision and Infinity Ward, all this stuff, all these dev teams, like they don't reach the same standard as like companies like Riot, companies like Epic Games, where obviously every game is going to have their issues, and I was complaining about shit when I was playing Fortnite, whatever. There's always things that can improve and be better with games, but like the most bare minimum shit of a AAA title, how it continuously, like for instance, an anti-cheat, like the fact that we've been dealing with this like this on this level since Verdansk, like the fact that since it literally came out, bro, I'm telling you, Verdansk was an incredible time, and it was amazing, and the pandemic obviously had a huge influence on its success and whatnot, but I still think it would have been big without it. I still think it would have been huge without the pandemic. I think it would have popped off. Regardless of that, it's just insane that a game of this status and how long it's been around and how big it's been for so long, a giant in the fucking scene, it doesn't have the ability to go like other games do. Like, I mean, bro, you go play Valorant, okay? You go play Valorant, Riot Games, and their anti-cheat is so good that, like, and same with League of Legends, their anti-cheat's so good that, like, nobody has, like, there's gonna be cheaters, it's gonna happen, but this game has created a culture. Call of Duty has created this culture where, like, there's no one anymore that's good or bad. Or sorry, there's bad, but there's no more good. It's either you're a cheater or you're shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be good at this game anymore, because the second that you actually possess some type of skill or talent, it's like, it's always going to be perceived as you're just cheating. And I don't blame the player base for doing it. It's because this game has had such a infestation, a plague of hackers for so long that, like, that is just the general consensus. You almost have to think that, like, everyone you go up against that's fucking guns you is potentially cheating. It's like, it's insane because it's just such an issue. It's like, that doesn't happen on other major titles. I'm telling you, it doesn't. I don't
want to get on a game and have to think that my opponent's cheating,
bro.
That mindset on Call of Duty is, I never had that mindset until Warzone came out in Call of Duty.
It's insane, man.
On console, I didn't have to worry about cheating.
I can count on one hand. Actually, I can count on probably 3 fingers how many fucking times I've been hacked on in a game like Fortnite. I played that game every day, all day for three and a half years straight, 3 years straight.
I think I ever got hacked on.
I think I got hacked on maybe 2 or 3 times. Guaranteed hacked on, like, just some crazy shit. Maybe there's been some other stuff, like some soft stuff that I wasn't able to notice, but still, even then, it's not on the same level, man. It's nowhere near the same level.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. If you are cheating, you'll get taken care of. Believe that.
It is crazy. It is crazy. I mean, I was telling my chat, like I get it. It's got to be annoying hearing me complain about this game for so long over these last couple of years and still decide to play it. But I already told them, like, the reasoning for my continued investment at this point. My continued investment at this point is only because of you boys. I just don't want to leave you boys hanging. Between now and September, I want to give you guys the best Zlaner I could possibly give you so that we can go out with a bang. But I'm telling you, come September, it's over. I'm done. I cannot continue to be a hypocrite. I can't continue to, like, every day just shit on this game and just for whatever reason put myself through the mental. It's just insane. Like when there's other games out there that are polished and feel good and feel great, and I could just be enjoying myself playing those. It's like it doesn't. Why do it? You know what I mean? I want to hope. Obviously, there's always been that hope. Like I love Call of Duty. I don't want to see it. Like people have it twisted when they think content creators think like they enjoy seeing the downfall of this shit. I would much rather this game be popping off. It positively affects all of our careers. It's amazing for them, and I love Call of Duty. I want to see it do well, but it's just, I mean, holy, you can only really go. Everyone has their own threshold, I guess. You know what I mean? Everyone has their own line.
I think after the World Series, they're gonna lose
a lot of people.
Players.
They're gonna lose a lot of the.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's been an entire year, and there hasn't been a single good update that made the game. I mean, aside from what we should have had, the sprint while plating. I don't know why it took months to put into the game.
Buddy, it should have been the way the game should have been like this from day one. There should never have been any of those issues. What should have been happening is we should have had this game that we now have, the version of Warzone we now have, since day one with the ranked mode and the running and plating and the 1v1 googe, all that shit. That should have all stayed the same. And then what they could have been doing for these last 6-7 months is they could have just been updating the game and making it better. They could have just been like adding to it, not having to duct tape and fix the game. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you had a blueprint from Warzone 1. It's pretty simple.
Buddy.
People enjoyed it. They like the movement system, but you just completely take that away. That's absurd to me. And then you hear the feedback, but you do nothing with the feedback. It's like, I mean, it's just like, what are you looking for? What's the overall goal?
It's crazy, man.
I don't know. I'm talking about it for years. There's nothing gonna change.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I just gotta, you know, Warzone brought me back to COD. I haven't played, I hadn't played COD prior to that since Advanced Warfare or some, not to say that, I know Black Ops 3, a lot of people loved it. I know COD hasn't been, I know there's lots of good stuff, but I just personally haven't grounded it. Warzone brought me back to it. Verdansk brought me back to it. I had a phenomenal time. It had many issues that, again, like I said, I think it obviously would just, it's crazy we still put up with it, but that just goes to show how fun, how good of a game it was, like how good of a, I guess the bones of the game. Imagine if it was in the hands of a company like Riot that have access to an anti-cheat that allows them to be able to just get rid of a lot of those issues and those things that we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, take a game. I bring this up every time I play with you boys, but like, bro, take a game like RuneScape, man. I'm telling you, more games need to fucking take it, and it makes sense because they're like a smaller dev team. But dude, you got to take some of these gaming companies got to take a play out of their playbook, because it really is insane how their transparency with their community is just incredible. It's just literally bar none. I mean, and they learn from their mistakes. They made mistakes long ago with if anyone that grinded RuneScape back in the day knows, removal of wilderness, the trade limit update, and then obviously the evolution of combat. These like 3 updates in particular. There's probably some other ones I'm missing, but like I grew up playing the game, and I just remember those being pretty definitive moments where a lot of people stopped playing the game. And when they brought old school RuneScape back, I'm pretty sure they just understood that, like, okay, for us to move forward and not make that same mistake again, we need to have some sort of communication. And what they did was they just added a poll to every single update, and they don't implement that nobody wants. If 75% of the community of Call of Duty in RuneScape was to vote yes to an update, then it gets put in the game. It doesn't
like it, they would revert it. No?
Exactly. And obviously, you know, the dev team has things they probably add to the game and different things they put in the game, and they maybe don't pull. But I think the most important things they do pull, and then like the maintenance and like stuff that a dev team normally would just take care of themselves, they take care of that. But major updates, major quests, major items, major things coming into the game, things that are going to cause, you know, weapon imbalances and power creeps and all this kind of crazy. Bro, you got to see how they handle it. They just run a poll and they say, hey, do you guys want this in your game or not? It's like,
well, you got to kind of think that they've seen this, but they've seen stuff like this, no? Do you not think that they've seen how other people operate? But I think they just don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
otherwise they would have done it. No, I mean, it's
I agree. I mean, that's how I mean, I agree with that.
There's
for sure.
no way that they haven't seen how all these other companies have anti-cheats, all this other shit, and it works beautifully. They just
I think it's more so just negligence. I think it's more so just I think it's more so just negligence. I think it's they obviously know it's there. I mean, it's some of the biggest games in the world. Valorant, League of Legends, these games have great anti-cheats, and so that means that means the technology exists. That means the technology exists, and put 2 and 2 together. Just obviously the people that are in the higher up positions that make these would make these like executive decisions to like just say, hey guys, we're not gonna make our own Ricochet anti-cheat and cut corners. We're gonna go over to a company like Epic Games that already has an incredible anti-cheat or Riot or whatever, and we're just gonna maybe buy their stuff, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how all that shit works completely, but I think Epic Games uses like this anti-cheat that a lot of other games use. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think it's they outsource it. Whereas Call of Duty, they wanted to
pay a couple billion, just to flood that in so that people have more enjoyable experience, and then maybe our company will, make more money with an anti-cheat. But I guess that's just not a thought process. I don't know. It seems kind of common sense to me.
I totally agree.
Into the company, not just throw it to. But I guess it doesn't matter. But you know why? Because we continue to buy the bundles.
We buy the bundles. We're psychos.
That's what I'm saying. They just make bank without really putting in effort. So
Ronnie says, y'all are the reason COD doesn't want to fix anything. Y'all keep buying bundles and streaming the game. You can't complain about something you promote. And you know what, Ronnie? You know what's crazy?
Right.
Is I agree with you wholeheartedly, and that is why my decision is exactly what I said. Come
I will tell you this: if I was a casual, I would not be playing this game.
If I was a casual, I'm exactly like if
I'm not gonna casually turn on Warzone. I'm telling you that right now.
If it wasn't for you boys, I'm telling you, if it wasn't, I know how passionate you guys want to grind this tournament and you guys want to win it and whatever. If it wasn't for you boys, I wouldn't be playing the game. I'm just like, I just would not be playing.
It's just too hard for me. Like, when you feel like you're one of the best players.
Yeah.
It's just like when we feel like we're one of the best players, we don't want to just.
You just don't want to lose.
Away and go back to another game and then play something where you're not the best. Like, if I went to go play Valorant or Fortnite, I don't want to go play it because I don't feel like I'm the best.
Yeah,
I don't want to take the time just because the game's been out too long. So it's just like I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, but I mean
something fresh,
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, exactly. I hear you on that. Like a new fresh game, like a brand new game to come out.